Alright fellas, here we're back in Pokemon Masters. We got ourselves Sygna suit, Cynthia, and Kommo here with their grid expansion for Pokemon Masters Day. They received their Pokefair tiles 2 weeks ago, give or take, around the general area. And now we're actually going to be looking at their their grid expansion for the horizontal grid expansion for Pokemon Masters Day. So Pokefair tiles didn't really add too much to help out what she really needed. It did give her Unbending, which was actually very useful, obviously, because Clinging Scales, debuffing defense, not the greatest. Did give her a little bit of self-sufficiency with Paralysis, as well as free moves next for Gauge Efficiency, which is actually quite good, but nothing really absurd. But she got the Horizontal Expansion, which gave her a ramp up on the X Special attack, which is good. Furious Brain and Brain Power. There we go. That's what we wanted. More multipliers. And she also got Sharp Entry 2, a great way to be self-sufficient in her crit buffing. So this character has now gone from wanting a decent bit of help for damage to having total self-sufficiency, as well as having really solid damage under the right partners, right? You know, special moves next, Dragon Zone, those type of things will be obviously extremely useful in buffing Cynthia's damage. I've got 2 stadium battles and a legendary arena duo planned for this video here. One of the battles is less than 3,000 points, but really it was just because of the RNG, and I really didn't feel like dealing with it anymore, so I just lowered the points a bit. You can get it with 3k. It's just dodge RNG, and you'll see why once you actually get to the battle. But yeah, let's go ahead, hop into these battles, and see how upgraded Cynthia has gotten. Here's our first battle. It's with double Cynthia and Lucas. So this is actually a very solid setup in my opinion, because you obviously got Lucas there for being able to apply Dragon Zone and side dragon damage and all that, which is fine. But you also have Aura Cynthia here, who is also, for one, applying defensive buffs, that type of utility, etc. And that was annoying. But we also got Numbing Blow on her Vacuum Wave, which is able to apply Paralysis, so we can actually get Paralysis for Cynthia's Nuke as well as her DPS. We don't actually use Cynthia's Nuke here. This is her DPS showcase, quote-unquote, so do keep that in mind. We use Cynthia's Sync Move here for the Support EX, or Cynthia. I'm going to differentiate. But we also get some ramping here, because we're able to get -1 sync countdown plus head start 1 from Sygna suit Cynthia, as well as head start 1 from Aura Cynthia, as well as having the sprint EX roll here. So very good stuff for the sync ramping capabilities. Very nice and relatively synergistic. I don't have max crit here because I didn't pick up Sharp Entry 2. And I was going to go for the trainer move in order to get all that sync countdown and whatnot, but it ended up not working. Oh my god. It ended up not working because we got a heal from the Vacuum Wave focus group, or whatever it's called, the healing ability, triage, shit, whatever it's called. Healed up right above half HP, meaning Cynthia's trainer move only did -1 sync countdown and -1 crit buffing, or +1 crit buffing. So we stuck with +2 here, but it doesn't really end up being that big of a deal. We end up going for getting the KO here anyway, and it's not a big issue to worry about. Obviously could have been a little bit prettier, but doesn't really matter too much as long as you get the win. I did think about doing some different setups here, but really it just didn't feel worth it doing, in my opinion. If you all are curious in seeing some, I guess, more battles other than like 2 or 3, like upwards of 4 or 5, I guess, let me know down in the comments, because I have some different ideas that I want to work out, but it's obviously like Master Fair ramping kind of for the most part, and I just kind of want to put a little bit of extra stuff out there, because these battles, I literally did 3 battles. It's not a lot. So again, let me know if you want me to do a few extra battles, but with more heavy compositions, I guess, because I had an idea with Irida for Master Fair ramping. 1 out of 5 Irida still, but whatever. Let me know again if you want to see that. And yeah, let's move on to the next battle. Already arrived for a 2.65k point Master Mode stage, I think. I forget, honestly. This is the one that, yeah, obviously I didn't do 3,000 points on, just because Elisa could not dodge. Until Elisa gets her grid expansion, which hopefully includes like fucking endurance, defensive buffs, at least better dodging, something that helps out her defensive prowess. It's going to be very inconsistent to use this character. So I just went ahead, lowered the enemy's attack power, and that's why it is able to give us a decent enough win here, honestly. So Going for at least the sync move here for the support EX. There's a lot of sync ramping going on here. We can obviously use Cynthia's trainer move for some sync countdown. We can use Elisa's trainer move for a ton of sync countdown, plus head start 1 on both of them, I believe. And obviously, just a ton of sync ramping here. Do have the half MP, so we can't max out our special attack, but close enough. Would be better to max it for multiplier purposes, obviously, right? But still, it's not the worst thing to deal with in the world. Elisa does end up getting KO'd because that's just how that works. That's how it goes. That's just how it goes. So, not really the biggest deal in the world, though. We can live with it just fine, no real issue. Luke is able to live these pin missiles with not much difficulty. It's not really too bad. And we go ahead and go for Elisa's. I keep saying Elisa. Go ahead and go for Cynthia's sync move here, getting some very, very good damage and KOing the mid and sides. So, big thing with Cynthia here is that you're able to actually get in good damage. 150% in total multipliers for a striker with pretty solid offensive stats is not bad at all for sure, especially being buffed by support EX. Don't underrate the support EX, I guess. They're always going to be really good. So yeah, there you go. Sygna Cynthia, definitely with her nuke, is not bad for sure. 50% multiplier with static shock, as well as 100% multiplier with brain power, assuming fully activated, of course. I definitely need to get a lot more supports, a little bit better supports, should I say, and some more utility characters, because that can definitely help out with some of these showcases. But yeah, let's move on to the legendary gauntlet duo with Lodge Dawn. Alright, here is the duo with Lodge Dawn for Latios. It's not hard. I'm pretty sure you can solo, maybe, actually, I don't know. You can probably solo Latios with Sygna Cynthia here, but I don't know how that works, and I'm not a legendary gauntlet master, so definitely I fucking hate the legendary gauntlet, not my game mode. But yeah, so we're able to max out all of our stats here and get some pretty good damage off of Cynthia. If you want to see what super effective damage Cynthia can output in a pretty budget scenario, this is what you're going to be working with, and it's not bad for sure. I mean, you can definitely take her against a Dragon Week stage and she's going to obliterate it. If we had a Dragon Week stage this week, trust me, I would show you 1 or 2 battles where she's able to do great with good partners and great with bad partners. It's just we didn't have one, and there was the first sync move, almost half of Latios' health. Pretty good, pretty solid, right? And if we had defensive debuffs or super effective next or something, I'm pretty sure it would have one-shot the entire bar. But I didn't bring like Red or anything like that. Red probably would have been a solid character to bring because he can also apply paralysis, but I just didn't opt to. I wanted to do a little bit more free to play. And again, let me know in the comments if you really are interested in seeing like a little bit longer battles, like 4 or 5 battles for these showcases. But do note that would probably mean I would be forced to use more Master Fairs more often, because the biggest thing is that I want to do these showcases, but I also want to do them kind of as budget as I possibly can in some aspects. Some aspects I want to do it a little bit more expensive, just to kind of really showcase or highlight a character's damage or abilities or something. But I also want to go into varying situations with different characters that I don't use too often, just to try and see how well these characters work together, because theoretically they should. Most of the time that does end up working out, because I'm not a fucking genius. I'm not Zen Fogel out here. You can't just make a character do 10,000 damage by pretty much existing. Oh my god. But yeah, whatever. Again, just let me know if you would really want to see these different types of showcases or setups or anything like that. I'd be willing to hear you out and whatnot. But yeah, Cynthia here able to finish up relatively easily against Latios. The special attack debuffs from earlier were definitely pretty helpful in making sure we didn't get absolutely obliterated by the Surf. And also her passive, I forget what the exact passive is, Stamina Reserves, yeah. She has the innate passive of Stamina Reserves, which gives her +6 +6 gauge whenever she gets to critical health, pinch health, which is like 30% or below. So we were able to proc that, use the clanging skills, finish off Latios there. So yeah, overall, Cynthia definitely gained a great boost. Even if you're not really even if you don't really care about her damage upgrades or anything, she got a lot more self-sufficient, which is going to be very, very good for picking more diverse supporting partners in the stadium battles or gauntlet or something, and obviously going to be just very, very good for, again, just diverse team setups. It's going to be probably the best aspect about this character now. Obviously, her damage and whatnot got upgraded, which is really, really good, similar to Lance and whatnot, but Lance, at 3 out of 5, needs a great support. Cynthia, maybe a little bit worse at 3 out of 5. I don't know. not comparing their damages or anything, but she's very, very self-sufficient, so you can definitely have a give and take there, and I do like that she is now far, far more self-sufficient with her crit and special attack buffing, so yeah. Let me know what you think about her grid expansion down in the comments below. I'll see you all later, and I'll probably do another little relook on Cynthia later when we get another Dragon Week stage, so yeah. Be tuned for that. I'll see you all later.